this is a little core blaster workout. We're really gonna get everything from the hips to the shoulders. That's what's considered the core. So we're gonna start off actually sitting up. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see me a little bit better and how my body is shaped. So my feet are gonna stay attached to the mat. My knees are bent. You can put your hands behind your thighs to start off with as you work yourself back into an imprinted spine. So I've taken my pelvis and tipped it back. So think about, first of all, pulling into those abs, getting that TA connected. That's the one that wraps all the way around this direction, horizontally. And then we pull in this direction, ribs pull to hips. So this is your rectus and your obliques, by the way. So practice that a few times. You're pulling your abs in, rolling back, and ribs and hips come together. A lot of times people are going to feel this down here in their hip flexors because our hip flexors are just very generous little helpers and they try to take over when the abs aren't doing their job. So you may have to remind those hip flexors to soften up, to relax, and find those abdominals. So this is a chore, I know. So abs in, pull that belly button to your backbone, and then shorten ribs and hips. And can you see how my back kind of rounds at this point? Soften through those hip flexors. They're right here, and you'll feel them if they're trying to take over. So try to find more abdominal, and then bring it back. Okay, you ready to get busy now? We're gonna bring our arms straight out in front of us. Pull into those abs just like we talked about, first to the center and then to shorten as we round that back. Big exhale here, and then we come back forward. So we're rolling down that sacral bone, right back here, your sacral bone, and then roll it back up. Some people feel this a lot in their tailbone if they have a lot going on in those hips. If you do, just pad up, get you a nice big mat or 2 or 3 mats. And check out my Happy Hips program and we'll help you with some of that. Good, let's go 2 more like this. Roll it down so you guys get a good side view of how my body is rolling into a C shape here. And notice I keep my chin and chest up. So I see people sinking in class all the time, or I see people not quite getting that rounding. So wear this. So I wanted you to see this from the side, but now we're going to challenge you a little bit more. I'm going to turn to the front. So think about that same exact roll back we were doing, but now coming to the front, I want you to see, I'm going to bring my arms up in the air, and notice my shoulders aren't like this, they're down. And then I lower my arms, and then I roll it back up. We're going to do a half roll down, is what we call this. Lift those arms up in the air, lower them down, and bring it back. Hey, I'm talking through this. I know you're feeling it. Shh, belly button to your backbone. Soft neck, soft shoulders. Your eye gaze is just going straight in front of you. You got this. Let's go 3. If you're feeling this in your low back, that's okay because those abdominals wrap around and insert into your low back. As long as you're using your abs, it's okay. You're stretching those back muscles a little bit. Is this our last one? We're gonna hold it, pulse your chest to the front, to your knees. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and roll all the way forward. Woo. Good. All right, from here I'm going to bring my knees and ankles together. Again, telling those hip flexors to relax. Mine are working a little bit harder today than they should anyway. And we're going to do some oblique work. So we're going to do that same half roll back. Don't worry, we won't do the whole way like this. And pull this right elbow back in space. So I'm holding it by my body. And then I come up and forward. So the left elbow comes back in space and up and forward. So I'm getting this torso rotation as I do this. Back in space and up and forward. That's it. Back in space and up and forward. So I'm rounding and rotating. And we have 4. Woo. Good. Extend those legs out straight. So in our ab workout, there's a focus on lower abs, there's focus on upper abs, and then there's focus on the obliques. So the obliques are what help us rotate. We did quite a bit of focus on those lower abs in this sitting up position, and we just that last one got some obliques. So now let's get some focus on those upper abdominals. And we're gonna lay on our back for that. So going down on your back, you're gonna let your shoulders just relax. You're gonna keep your feet anchored to the floor today, and since your feet are on the floor, you're gonna try to maintain this neutral pelvis. So, and flat here, rather than tipping backwards. So as long as our feet are on the floor, we're okay to just stay neutral. So I'm gonna take my hands to the side, tuck my chin, come on up to my ab prep here, but then I'm gonna bring my arms up in the air, back down, and then lower back down. So you're gonna try to keep your shoulders up off the mat the whole time you do that lift. Let's try that again. Tuck the chin, come on up, lift the arms, biceps by your ears. See my shoulder blades are up off the mat. Lower and roll it back down. Let those hands tap the mat. So we come up, lift, and lower, and bring it down. Does that help if I sing? Come on up, lift, and lower, and bring it back down. Let's do two more like that. Up, lift, gets heavier, doesn't it? Lower, and return. And final one, watch that neck. Remember, you don't want your eyes up here. And bring it back. Yeah. All right. Starting to feel a little bit up here in those upper abs, I hope. Let's now bring those hands behind the head. We're on a journey to help get those neck muscles stronger, and we'll take it slowly, so we won't push it. So we want to just create that little head hammock here. This time, keep your elbows wide rather than squeezing them in. You don't want to squeeze your brain. And we're going to come on up, and we pulse it 2 and 1, and bring it back down. So again, belly button to your backbone, pulse it 2, 1, and bring it back down. Notice I'm not poofing out here, I'm pulling down. And in. Exhale, pulse it up 2, 1, and back. And again, and back. Let your hips and hamstrings be lazy. Everything's going to try to help you with this, but all you need are your abs and mobility in that thoracic spine. Let's go 4, and 3, and 2, and last one, and back down. Perfect. Okay, I love this one. We're going to get some oblique work here. So my left hand is just laying out my side. My right arm's going to go up at a diagonal. So it's kind of out to the outside corner of my mat, keeping this left shoulder soft. I come up to my curl and take this arm across my thigh. So I'm looking right over my knee, and then I bring it back down. Notice I didn't lean off of this hip. I keep that right hip heavy on the mat as I did that. So it's an exhale up and an inhale down. Say your neck is bothering you. You're just going to take this hand there to help support it. And again, it will get better, I promise you, but just when you're starting up, these neck muscles, your flexor muscles, just aren't all toned up yet. Okay, let's do 2 more. And final one, we're going to hold it here, and we pulse it 4, 3, 2, and 1, and return. Beautiful. Let's switch sides. So my right hand goes down to the side, my left arm's up at a diagonal, and then tucking my chin, drawing my TA in, transverse abdominis. We're going to bring your arms across, or left arm across to that right hip. Remember, try to get both shoulder blades up off the mat. That's your ultimate goal. You may not get there today, but you'll get there eventually. Heavy tailbone. And 3, it's good to have goals, right? Things you're working towards. 2, and final one, what did we do? We pulsed, yeah. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and we lay it all the way back down. Good. All right, let's stretch those abs. We're just gonna lengthen your legs out. Arms are gonna reach up overhead. Kind of wiggle those hips away. Stretch it out. We're trying to create space here between those ribs and hips. Good. And then one more thing that we can do there is we'll roll over and pushing your palms into the mat, pulling those shoulder blades down. We'll press up, and that is also another beautiful abdominal stretch. Remember, make sure you're not here, but press it away. Maybe you're just down here for today. A lot of that also has to do with how tight your hips are, as well as your abs. All right, great little core workout you got there. Thanks for joining me.